How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video here at ScrubGames, and today we have a little bit different one in a Fusion World video, so not the usual gameplay ones or news ones that we've had so far. We're going to do one of ranking the leaders from set 1 in the start, so a little bit of a ranking video, which is quite, I know some people do enjoy. And since we haven't got the full set released then, because Bandai has taken their sweet time, revealing 3 cards a day randomly, and it's taking a while to actually see the set, see what the art type do, and it's a little bit to Masters, where Masters just pick a color and then reveal the decks over a few days, so we see after a few days one whole deck for what it's got in it outside secret rares. Bandai are just revealing 3 cards a day, one of like different colors, and yeah, we're not really seeing anything about what decks do. Like some decks that are like arch type look to be deck focused around certain cards in the set, and some can seem more generic, but then get better support with the archetype. So we're not really gauging up. So we're just gonna focus on the leaders on their own, because some are generic and some seem stronger than others, like generically, and see how like interesting that could be. And before we get into it, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It keeps you updated with my content as it comes out, and also you can help out the channel by doing those things as well, because we're trying to get to 1,000 subs. So you can give a like to the video if you enjoy the content for Fusion World, or just in my channel in general. Comment down below if you use anything you don't agree with or do agree with in the video. Get a bit of discussion going in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, keep you updated with my videos as when they drop. And by hitting the notification bell, you get alerts to when my videos do drop, so you know then to go ahead and watch them, or save them for later to watch at a later time. So with that out of the way, let's get on to ranking the leaders. So we'll start off with the starter ones first, because we kind of know what's in the set. Then so we're focusing on the leaders generically. We've seen those ones, so we have kind of like an idea of them. They're quite easy to really rank, because we've kind of seen them already and had a bit of discussion going. So we'll start off with in color order, because we've got red, blue, green, yellow, same colors as Masters, and we'll eventually get black at a later date, because we've seen that on the color wheel there's 5 different areas, and just like in Masters there's 5 different colors. And for blue, they've gone with the icon of U instead of B, because like they got R for red, beginning color red begins with R. Same for G for green and Y for yellow, but for blue they've gone for U, and with black and blue they've got the same first 2 letters, BL, and usually in ever games that have black and blue as a color, they normally go with U for blue, to like, cause it's kind of symbolizes underwater as well, because a lot of blue decks are often associated in some ever games with water. So you got U for blue, so likely the 5th color is going to be black. So we got the first 4 colors together, and we're going color order starting with red. So that brings us to the star Goku, and I'm going to straight away put this card in decent, because I originally thought this was pretty bad. Like, not great, like the worst one of the starter decks when I originally saw the lead and saw the decks, because its effect doesn't seem as great. But then after playing at least just one game with it against it, it actually isn't too bad, the effect, considering that it's a the game's more of a board control one. Like there is removal, but it's not too much of it. It's not as like cheap and easy as say Masters. And having to attack into things when you can't remove skills means you have to put some combo power in, or just like put a few swings in. This is everything's paid by cost. Then you have to make sure you're paying like either for like a lot for big things, or small things, and then combo with the small things, which can cost cards. And having the ability on this card, which as I'll mention, is because the leaders all have the same for the starter decks, the same kind of thing. On the front side, they all have a swing, or like on attack, draw a card. But then their Awaken's kind of different, where it's just 1 at 4 or less life, so all at 1 4 or less life. For Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza, it's draw a card and flip over, whereas for Broly, it's take a card from your life, put in your energy in rest mode, and it's flip over. So Goku, Frieza, and Vegeta, they all gain a card and flip over, whereas Broly gains an energy instead by using your life. It would have made it more sense to take it from the top of your deck, but it takes from life. So Broly crits himself, but gains energy, the other ones draw a card, and then flip over. And it will become stronger then, because on the Awakened side, they become at least 5k stronger, probably becoming 25. And Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza all retain their on attack draw card, Broly doesn't, but then their skill's different after that. So for Goku, it's activate battle, once per turn, choose one of your battle cards and give 5k power for the battle. And since it's activate battle, it can use your turn and your opponent's turn. For your turn when you attack, or when your opponent's turn when they attack one of your battle cards, you can use it to defend them. And that's really nice because a free 5k is really nice to help if your opponent's just swinging, say 20 into 20. Getting a 5k boost for free means you use no cards from your hand to protect that card for the turn, meaning they only got to put never attack into it to try again. And when attacking, making your cards a little bit stronger to force either more combo power. Like if you're swinging, you can either just leave it 20 to 20, which means they have to use a card to defend it or just let it die. But if you're going 5k and you just give an extra 5k boost, that means you're forcing out a like if you're just swinging the same power and you give it a 5k boost, that's forcing more combo power than just a 5k boost. You're forcing a 10k, or vice versa. If you combo 5k and then give it a free 5k boost, instead of just using a 10k boost, a 10k combo to combo out of a 5k higher swing, they have to use a 10k plus more or some more bigger combo cards that they want to use early on. So doing that for free as well as taking no cards in your hand while forcing your opponent to lose cards from your hand is really good. But it's not too strong and it's not busted. I feel it's quite decent, hence the B tier, decent tier. So that's Goku out of the way. So Goku I feel is quite decent as a leader on his own. We've got Vegeta, and Vegeta's difference in its awakened effect is activate main once per turn. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, this card gains 15k power for the turn. And I feel this is quite strong, so I can put this in the A tier, strong, because it's a really good effect. Just on its own, be able to, if you're at like a lowish hand, be it 7 or less, just giving your leader a free 15k boost for the turn, making it from 20k to 35k, is big. It's a bigger swing, making your opponent use more cards in their hand to combo out the attack, to not take damage and not let one of the battle cards die. It's very good, and do it for free, as long as you've got a certain amount of cards in hand. It's great, and you can always manage your cards in hand by comboing defensively or offensively to get your hand down to that size. And even if you do that and then you draw into more cards, it doesn't matter, because as long as that time you use the activate main, as long as when you use the activate main you've got 7 cards in hand, it triggers and it won't go away, because it just at that point it gives it and it's there for the turn. So only at the end of the turn it drop off after you end and pass. So I feel that is a strong leader, so you got it in the A tier. Now you've got Broly. Now as I said, I always thought Goku was the starter deck leaders. I thought it just wasn't great. But after a bit of testing, a bit looking into it, and especially since we're looking at leaders on our own, I thought Broly is a trash leader. So yeah, I feel Broly is pretty trash, and I feel it's fair enough, because if you look at the other ones, when they go to 4 or less life, they can awaken now that by gaining a card in hand, so gaining a card, and then flipping over to become stronger. Whereas Broly, he doesn't gain a card from hand, he doesn't gain a free card, and he goes down to less life because you've now got to take a card from your life to put in your energy to ramp, which if you go down, if your opponent gets pushed down to 1 life, for whatever reason you don't wake until then, you will then die because you got to put that last life in your energy and you can't awaken, which is not great. But yeah, so like when he awakens, he reduces his life on its own and gives you energy, but you're still negging because you're negging a card from life by ramping from life instead of top of your deck. You're not drawing a card as well, so you're not gaining an extra card, but you're gaining energy. So you're negging for 2 areas, but well, you're negging in 2 areas, but you're plussing in 1, so still a neg on awaken. Now, then when it gets to awaken, it is a bit stronger than the other ones, being 25k, meaning that instead of like the others, you can just like swing and then go 20-20, forcing a card at your opponent's hand. With Broly, you've got a combo up when you do that. If you're just attacking with leaders, so that means your opponent has to combo cards in hand, which is quite good. But then they're going to be comboing up to still do that, meaning you still then combo out by combo a card or take the hit. And since you're at 3 or less life when you awaken, you're a little bit less likely to want to take the hits compared to the other ones as well. And then even with the lead as well, like the rest of them have a just on swing draw card, but Broly doesn't have that anymore. He's lost that because now he's got to start sacking off energy. When it seems weird how he needs to gain energy to play like when he awakens, but then you got to start sacking off that energy to just basically do what the others do for free without doing that, and gaining a bit boost. So it becomes a bit stronger because it's affected his activate main. Once per turn, sack off 1 energy as a cost, and then you draw a card and gain 5k power. So you gain a bit of a boost, draw a card, so you know you're drawing cards like the other ones, but you just lost energy, especially when you ramp to get that free energy. You've now lost it, whereas the other ones still got the card they drew from the Awaken. So I feel on its own, Broly isn't great, and the stronger power is quite nice, but then seeing that people are gonna combo up to, like, using cards from hand to combo up that do damage, you're gonna have to then start using cards from hand to defend. So you're still like, you're not making them drop more cards than you are. You're dropping the same amount of cards. Then that brings us to the last one, being Freezer. So Freezer, his unique effect on the Awaken side is, ending your turn, you can choose up to 2 of your battle cards and switch the rest. And that's really nice because there's 3 different things you can do with them. You can either, like, if they got blocker, you can restand blockers, so they can in your opponent's turn be used after attacking, be used to then block and defend you. Very good in that way, especially considering that the starter deck actually has a fair few blockers that actually do that. Or you can swing the cards that have like 10k combo, then restand so you can combo them off defensively, so attack with them to put some pressure on, then restand so you can combo them to defend yourself. Or just restand things so they can't be attacked in, because with this game, just like at Masters, you can only attack into your opponent's leader or battle cards they have in rest mode out on board. So if you switch your things to active mode, they're not legal targets to be attacked, meaning they're protected and less likely to be removed unless it's by the right skills. And because I feel this is quite busted, so I'm going to put this in the Z tier, because it has a very strong effect to be able to, like, swing the blockers and then restand to defend yourself, or just go ahead and restand things for combo power after attacking, put some pressure on and have some defense, or even just protect your battle cards from being targeted for attacks. It's very, very good. So that's how I feel the leaders. I feel like leaders Freeze the strongest, then not far behind is Vegeta being very, very strong. And then we have Goku just behind that, being quite decent with his effect, and then Broly being pretty trash in comparison. So that is the stars. Now let's have a look at the main set. So we've got two of each leader in each color. Well, 2 leaders in each color. So we've got 2 reds, 2 blues, 2 greens, and 2 yellows. And then for the red ones, we'll go for those ones first. We've got the characters being a Never Goku. So for some reason, Bandai thought it'd be good to in the first set have 2 Goku leads from the first set of the stars, when they could have just made this a different character. But that's a thing for now. We'll never this video. And we got Beerus. And with the set as well, they got kind of different leaders. Like they don't all have the same effect. Like they're not like the stars where they're all quite similar on the front side. They're all a little bit different. Like some are similar, but most are different. So with Goku on his front side, he's just like the starter deck Goku. When he attacks, draws a card, wins 4 less life by drawing 1, flipping over. Beerus, however, is a little bit different. He doesn't draw a card on swing. Instead, he's got critical. So that means when he does damage, if he does damage to a leader, they don't put the card from life to hand. They put it into drop area instead. And to mitigate the fact that it's just a 15k leader like the rest, he's got an also permanent where during his turn, he gains 5k power. So that means when he's swinging at 20k with critical, which means you've got to basically use combo powers to get out, and more combo power than normal. Then it's like using a cantrip. But however, he does have the same Awaken as Goku, as the rest, where 4 less life, draw a card and flip over. So same kind of Awaken. But then on the Awaken side, so we'll start with Goku. He still retains the draw on a swing from the front side, so he still swings to draw a card. But he's got his effect is a permanent, where during your turn, all your U7 battle cards in your battle area gain 5k power for the turn. So that means during your turn, you give a blanket 5k boost, like a Symphony, a little 5k boost to all of your U7 battle cards. So as long as if your deck's full of U7, like on its own, that's not great. Like as a leader on its own, I don't feel this is great. But then for because they're a leader, like it's basically like the Goku. But instead of just giving one thing 5k, you're giving all things 5k. So I feel this is going to be strong. So I'm going to put this in the strong tier, because it's like an upgrade to the starter deck one. Because the same thing, the exact same thing as front side, so nothing different there. Like the exact same as front side, so you got the same thing for that. But and on the Awaken side, you still got the same one attack draw card, same as the starter deck one. But instead of just giving one card 5k for the battle, you give all your U7s a 5k boost. So the difference where the starter deck one gives one card during either player's turn, or one of your battle cards during either player's turn a 5k boost. Your Goku gives all the ones of a specific trait, being U7, a 5k boost. You're given more things 5k, so that's a lot. That can rack up to being a lot more 5ks for free. but you can use it defensively, it's more offensively, which means when you're attacking, you're getting more roughly stronger things. But I feel like it's a lot stronger in that you can just play more things, give them more boosts, and it actually pays off in the end because you're getting more benefits of it than you would be just once per turn, your player's turn from the starter deck. So I feel it's a lot stronger than the Status. I don't get why it's there, it should have been probably a different one, but once again, that's a thing for another video. And then we've got Beerus. So Beerus on the front side, then now, so when he awakens, he then gets the same kind of on attack thing to draw a card, same like the others. But his unique effect is once per turn, activate main. You can choose one of your opponent's battle cards and give it minus 10k power for the turn. Now this is really good. If you think about it, there's a cantrip in every colour, which is nice. So every card has got a cantrip, which is essentially a card that when it comes down replaces itself. And you got little 1k 1-drop ones where you just pay 1 energy, play the card out, draw a card, and then you gain 5k for the you get a 5k combo, and it draws your cards and replaces. It helps you configure your deck, which is really nice. But you've got to draw into those, but those are really nice ones that allow you to draw through. And usually what decks are doing is they'll play out a cantrip, draw a card, leave it there, and use it to combo defensively if needed. Where Beerus is really nice in making that free combo power you basically got there by paying energy, still keeping the card in hand, so not losing anything, but having that free 5, basically plussing by having that 5k combo to defend with. And now it can just go for free, choose it, minus it to 0, and get rid of it. And when cards in this game, just like with Masters, are removed to 0, they're removed by game mechanic, they're basically placing your drop area. And I feel that's really good, especially with Ever effects, like Ever effects you can have in battle cards that come in and give boosts. That's really good. Like you can just basically just make things like, considering that the whole game is still board control, you've still got to like tack into your opponent's battle cards, get over them, and sometimes go and swing 20-20. You might not want to use cards in your hand to combo out, but your opponent then uses just a simple 5k combo out of it. Be able to make either just basically remove things from your opponent's board by just reducing them to 0, using this effect is fantastic. Or even making things 10k weaker so you can swing into it, force your opponent to combo more power to defend them is very good as well. So we're going to put that into strong, because it's a very good effect to help with board control, which is what the game is all about currently. So both the red decks in the starter in this first set seem quite strong, and yeah, that's where we're starting off so far. Now we'll move on to blue. So blue's a little bit different. Well, different in their effects on the Awaken side, but they, just like with red, they've got the same thing. They've got one leader. They got one leader like Beerus, being like a critical, but gains 5k during your turn on the front side, but doesn't draw cards. But same Awaken, and that's in the Goku Black. Same thing on the Unawakened side. It's got critical instead of drawing a card on swing, and it costs 5k during its own turn to make sure like pushing through pressure. And we got Trunks being like the Goku, and the starter decks swing the draw card and awakens by 4 less life by drawing 1. So start with the Goku Black one, because just like Beerus, when he awakens, then he gets his effect to swing and draw cards, but he's got a bit of a different effect. You might be thinking, what is that effect? What is it? And that is essentially evolving around cards. Like this one doesn't have anything generically like the rest do. It's evolved around playing out things cheaper. Because what the Goku Black does is by putting a Zamasu from your battle area to the bottom of your deck, you can make the cost of a Goku Black card. It's just place a Zamasu card from your battle area to the bottom of your deck, so you got to play out one. This activate main as well, and then during that turn, the next time you would play a Goku Black from your hand, you reduce it by 2. So it's all dependent on what's in his archetype, which I would say on his own this is pretty terrible. Because on the front side it doesn't really gain cards, you're still denying your opponent resources, but you're not really gaining anything yourself. And your effect is resolved around what's in your deck, which isn't as generally good or useful as the rest. Like if it doesn't matter what's in your deck, you just got skillless and stuff like that and just generic cards. Goku Black is more archetype focused, so I feel he's it's not very good. It's all dependent on what your Goku Blacks are. Your Goku Blacks are terrible. Its effects are terrible. You still got to play out battle cards from your hand, so you use cards from your hand to play out for the cost, and then bottom deck those to make things cheaper, which I don't think is great. It all comes down dependent on the cards, which once again we're basing it just on leaders, what they do, and it's not that great. Because reducing the cost of something by 2 is really nice. So I'm actually may put this at the casual tier, because actually it's quite good, because it's not too bad, but it's not that great, because you're reducing the cost of cards, make it like your bigger cards cheaper, which is really nice. But you still got to play out a specific card, hope it doesn't get removed if you want to play it the turn off to save on energy, and then bottom deck it. So you're playing out a card to lose it, and then make something cheaper, which isn't great, but yeah, casually is not too bad. Like I wouldn't say it's trash, just because it just make bigger things cheaper, which is really cool. But it's got quite a weird cost in bottom decking. There's a massive cards when you battle area, not just from anywhere else, just from the battle area, and it doesn't really gain any advantage to kind of draw into those things early on. It's just trying to deny your opponent resources, which isn't amazing. But then that brings us to the next one, being our Trunks. So once again, like just with the starters with the Goku, Trunks is just on the front side, when attacking, draw a card. Awakens at 4 less life by drawing 1, flipping over. Then on the Awaken side, still keeps the when attacking draws 1, so still gain advantage. But his unique effect is activate main once per turn. You can choose it to 1 battle card with energy cost of 3 or less and return to his owner's hand. Now, that is amazing for this game, because unlike with Masters, so with One Piece, things are paid by the actual card cost. So the card up in the top, where they have the top left, where they have the cost of how much it costs to play, you've got to pay that energy. So paying free, play at a free cost, means your opponent's free energy from that turn to play it. If you just for free next turn, you just go put that back in hand, they have to repay free energy to play that card out, meaning you're kind of setting them back a turn. And it's not just things that actually disrupt your opponent to make it so they've got to replay, they've got to waste a turn to play out back out of a thing they've played. You can also use it on your things as well. The play out cards have like on-play effects or special effects, and then put them back in your hand so you can use them again, or even play things down, swing from them, bounce them back to your hand so you can then use them as a combo, or to keep them safe again to play next turn. Especially if like I said, they've got on-play effects. I thought it's really good. I thought this leader's pretty busted. I feel, just because you can just play out cantrips, put them back in, and just gain a huge hand. And it's not limited like Vegeta having a certain amount of cards, so you can draw a ton. If you draw on both sides, you're still gaining cards. And just controlling your opponent's board, bouncing stuff back, or just keep going is really good board control. Or using it as a way to bounce back things, to reuse them, get on the play effects is really good. Like this, I thought this is just a pretty busted effect. You got to reuse it in like board control like that. So that ends it with blue. We'll now go on to green. So green is a little bit different compared to the other colours, where like we saw with blue and red, they had one leader which is just draw leader, and one leader that's a crit leader. So on the front side it's got critical instead of drawing, and one leader had the draw. Like we have Goku and Trunks being the draw ones, Beerus and Goku Black being the crit ones. Green doesn't have that. Both their leaders are the same on the front side, where when attacking they draw a card, and then when you awaken at 4 less life by drawing a card and flip it over. So they're both like the Goku and Trunks lead. So ordered a little bit better in that aspect. But then when they flip over, that's where their effects change. So we'll start with Android 17. So when it flips over, it starts off Android 17. When it flips over, it then becomes Android 17 and 18, which is quite nice. It becomes one character, 2 characters, joins up with a sibling. And it retains the one attack and draw card, but his unique effect is a permanent, where during your turn, if you have 6 and 1 energy, this card gets 20k power, which that's really good. It just means once you get the 6 and 1 energy, which remember green is the ramp energy, so it depends what ramp comes in with its color or in the set. Once you get 6 and 1 energy, it gains 10k, and I feel that's very good. It's not, I don't say it's busted because you got to wait till the sets. You got to wait till 6 energy. You got to find your ramp cards, use your ramp cards to see what ramp cards we get. But I feel that's strong because that just means you're putting more. Just like with Vegeta, you're putting more pressure on swinging. You're putting bigger things for free, so put some bigger swings through, and you're still drawing on both sides like Vegeta as well. So I say it's a little bit less than Vegeta because Vegeta can get that boost every turn and a bigger boost without worrying about his energy, just by having a certain amount of cards. But just have it so he can have more cards in hand and still have it, and it's every turn for free. Once you get 6 energy, 10k boost for leader, just swinging 30k instead of 20k. It's very good. And then we have Gohan. So like I said, front side is the same as Android 17. And when it awakens, it's like just like with Android 17, retains the when attacking, draw 1, but he's got a little bit different effect. So this is an activate battle, so just like the Goku so on the starter deck, his effect can be used during your player's turn. And it is once per turn, place 1 card from your energy in your drop, and this card gets 15k power for the battle. So that's pretty good. Like it's kind of like Vegeta, but then instead of just like both Vegeta and Android 17, it gets a big boost for a battle, meaning it can swing for 35, but then it can also defend for 35. The only problem is you're sacking off energy to pay for the costs. So I would say this is decent, because you get big boosts. You can get a big boost. Either player's turn 15k, or swinging is optional. You can do it if you want to. If you don't want to do it, you have to do it. You just have to, and I feel like it's just very good in 15k. 15k is a very good one. The outcome is just simple 10k extra on the swing, and 35 is quite a decent one to swing it with as well. And you're still drawing cards on both sides. The only problem is you're sacking off an energy each time, so you're losing energy. So this one comes more to what cards in your deck you have to ramp your energy, to like ramp it up and keep the ramp going, and how cheap that is compared to its effects. I feel this is a little bit less generic like the other ones, and more focused on what's in the deck to help you get the energy, because you're losing energy every turn. Which means if you're losing energy each time, and you do it to both your turn and your opponent's turn, you're playing out less not as big things like the other ones, which just ramp energy, charge energy, and play out things. Don't have to worry about that. Whilst this one can potentially hinder what it can play for the later game when you start putting the big bombs out. So it's still good, just I feel it's more decent as a standalone leader than it is like strong like the other ones. Then that brings us down, not down but back to the last ones, and those are the 2 yellow leaders. So we've got, for yellow, we've got Ginyu and we've got Cooler. So just like with red and with blue, yellow has the same thing of having a leader that's draw and a leader that's crit. So we've got Ginyu, that's the one that draws on the front side, so it swings and draws. And you got Cooler, that's got critical and a 5k boost during your turn. And they both have the Awaken at 4 less. But the only difference is, there's a little bit of difference in that Ginyu's Cooler's awakens like the rest, 4 less life, draw a card and flip over. Whereas Ginyu's is a little bit different, it's the only one that has, just like with Broly, it's got that unique kind of effect, unique awaken, but not as bad as Broly. It's when your life is at 4 less, switch it to 1 your energy to active mode, then flip this card over. So you're getting an extra energy instead of draw. So you're kind of is a bit better than Broly, because just like with you're not losing a life, so you're not negging. You're not negative life. You're negging and not gaining a card like the other ones do, just gaining a card, but you're then gaining energy. So you're not gaining a card in hand, but you're getting the energy back. So you kind of go neutral in this one, because you're not gaining anything like the other ones do, but you're still gaining in a different aspect, but you're not negging anything. So you're negging 1, gaining in 1's just kind of neutral. Whereas Cooler just 4 less life awakens, and then when they awaken, they both have the same thing. Ginyu keeps the when swinging, when attacking, draw a card, and Cooler now gains the when attacking, draw a card, and their unique effects are this. So for Ginyu, we'll have a look at first. His unique effect is activate main blade once per turn. By paying 3 energy and discarding 2 cards in your hand, choose all your battle cards with Ginyu Force and the special traits and switch into active mode. So pretty hefty cost, paying 3 energy, so you're not triggering that until turn 3 at least once you're awakened, and you're losing 2 cards from your hand, but you get to choose all your battle cards with Ginyu Force and the special traits and switch in active mode. Now I'm going to put this in casual tier, not trash, because unlike with Broly just on its own, it's just too much neg going on for it, and like Goku, just like Goku Black, it all comes down to what's in your deck, but the payoff is pretty cool depending on start deck. So it's more revolved around what's in your deck and what it needs to use it. Like with Goku Black, it reduces the cost of Goku Black cards, we need to see what those are. Whereas this one, we need to see what the Ginyu Force cards are, but a pretty good payoff, just like with Goku Black. And yeah, I feel like this one's more casual as standalone leader. It still gains cards by drawing, swinging, drawing. It also taps energy to give you more energy like the rest, where you get more energy to play with to do things, compared to the other ones where you're just gaining a card. And you still keep the draw, but now you've got a hefty effect, and if you don't even use the effect, you're still just a draw lead, you're still swinging, drawing, getting extra energy, but you've got no beneficial effect like the other ones do, so I feel that's if it's wherever you're going in casual tier, but it's not really trash because it still performs better than Broly on both sides, so gaining advantage drawing a card without even the neg energy. But then it's if you use this just normal lead that just draws, it's still alright casually, but then we got to look at what Ginyu Force cards there are to see how much benefit actually mean is, where we're just going on leaders at the moment. And then we've got Cooler. Now Cooler is a pretty good one, I feel, because with Cooler, like I said, critical on the front side, permanent gives 5k, like yeah, everyone's, and then awakens 4 less life, drawing a card. When you awaken, you then get that draw back, so you can now start swinging the draw card. And his unique effect is to activate main / battle, so you can activate either during your main phase, or during an attack, during your player's turn when you're attacking, or when your opponent's attacking you. And it's once per turn. So the cost is to discard 1 card from your hand, so you got to ditch a card from hand, which you're not drawing much, well, you're not drawing anything on the front side anyway, so the hand might not be too big. But the effect is to choose up to one of your battle cards with a cost of 4 or less, and freeze a clan in its special traits, or one of your energies switch to active mode. So by discarding a card from your hand, you either get a restand of 4 or less freeze a clan battle card, or you get to untap an energy. So it's got a nice little benefit like Ginyu, where you're untapping energy to get more energy to play more things, but you're losing a card, so you're basically using a card in hand to give you more energy, or using it to making a card that's attacked, or will be attacking, you attack again, so you're making any 4 or less Freezer Clan a dual attacker, which is pretty nice, depending on the card. So I'm gonna put this in decent tier, because just like with Gohan, you're losing cards to be able to trigger these costs. So you're losing cards from hand to be able to trigger it. So you're kind of negging yourself a little bit doing it, and you're not really gaining, unlike Gohan, you're not really gaining too many cards from the front side or back side. Well, from back side you still swing in the draw card, but you'll gain too much on the front side to kind of have enough hand to kind of do that. And it's very specific in terms of the battle cards. Like, you can untap any energy, which is nice. Any energy you can untap, but the battle cards you can untap are quite limited, because they got to be 4 or less. So that's already limited. It's not any card, any cost card is 4 or less, and it's only Freezer Clan, which it normally reduced to Cooler, Chilled, Freezer, and King Cold. So that's normally like 4 different characters you can normally do that with, because any of like his squadron are just Cooler Squadron, and any of Freezer's army is Freezer's army. So it's got to be Freezer Clan, which is normally Freezer and his family. So it's very limited on what you can restand, but still be able to discard a card to restand, so save playing out another of the same copy card, just let it swing again, is pretty decent. Or even during your opponent's turn to be able to discard a card, restand a blocker after it survives, is pretty decent as well. And that is it. So that is all of the leaders. So at the end of this, just do a recap. I feel like the busted leaders from the first set of starter decks are Frieza, the starter deck Frieza, and the Trunks. And then after them, some of the strongest leaders from them is the starter Vegeta, and from the set the red Goku, because of its just all-out boost, like all of a certain trait for during your turn, make everything a little bit stronger. Beerus for its board control, and Android for its just big swing for free, just like Vegeta. Then some decent leaders we still got is Goku. The Goku starter deck one is still a decent leader. Gohan's a decent one, just depending on what cards we have to ramp and basically maintain the cost for that effect. And Cooler, because just like with Gohan, it's depending on the cards in the deck, but still quite good in what its effect does. Then casual tier, Goku Black again, more focused on what like specific kind of cards do it, like Goku Black. His effect depends on like what Goku Blacks we get, and in Ginyu depends on what Ginyu Force we get. And then Broly, as a standalone, is trash, but there could be cards coming up in the set that allow him to mitigate his like quite bad cost for his Awaken. Like, it's not, Awaken isn't great, his effect isn't the best, but if there's a way to mitigate it to make it a little bit better, that's quite I could potentially save it. But for now, he's pretty much a trash tier 1. So that's it. Frieza Trunks, like busted. Vegeta, Goku, Beerus, and Android 17 are strong. Goku, starter Goku, Gohan, and Cooler are decent. Goku Black, Ginyu are casual, and Broly is trash. But this is all based on just the leaders on their own, not really their archetypes and their set and their things. So just take it with a grain of salt. That's just basically without seeing what cards they get in the set, and just the leaders on their own. So once we get all the set and see all the cards from the main set, we'll then come back and revisit it and look at the cards based on the leaders themselves, based on themselves and their archetypes they get in the set. So that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.